Let's now move to a third player in this market, and that is Truworths. Truworths. Right. Brands, Truworths. The females shop at the old Truworths brand. There's also Truworths Man, which has the suits and the pants and the belts and the shoes. YDE, that stands for Young Designers Emporium. Kind of an interesting model. They have young, edgy clothes, which again are relatively inexpensive and priced. And the whole concept there is that they've got relationships with independent designers. Identity. Now, Identity is a bit of a Mr. Price comparative knockoff. That's fairly obvious. And then they also have Daniel Hechter. So these are really multiple brands, multiple stores, and in some instances in malls you would find that they're associated close to each other and they have a common back end or manager who's looking after the different store brands. Quite a substantial issuer of in-store credit. In other words, a Truworths card is something that they attempt, if you're a regular customer, to put in your pocket, and then they send you a specific bill and you use the card and they give you a revolving credit facility. As long as you keep servicing it, they're not uncomfortable if you have a certain balance there. Market capitalization, 37.3 billion rand. So we've come quite a way down in terms of our league tables, but still a pretty substantial player, pretty formidable operator. Price to earnings ratio a lot cheaper, 15.1. Dividend yield 4.66. So this company's been under a little bit of pressure lately. The interesting story here is that at some point in the credit cycle, when things were going extremely well back in 2005, 2006, 2007, anyone who was issuing credit into the booming credit market in South Africa was having a fabulous time. The bad debt provisions were very low. Yeah, give everybody a card. If they're using the one to pay the other, hardly seems to be a concern. Quite late in the cycle, though, they started picking up a bit of stress with regard to their credit book, and their bad loan provisions started edging higher. Another point worth making about our clothing retailers in the South African market is that everybody has been benefiting from the relative collapse and very poor performance of an unlisted competitor, and that is the Edgars Group, Edcon. So as Edcon has been taking strain, losing market share, losing customers, taking all sorts of strain on their book, having to curtail their credit extension, all of these other players have been having a fabulous time because, of course, then there is a less competitive market environment in which to expand. Michael Mark, the CEO, long established CEO and operator in this company, taken this one right from its inception, been with the group for probably 2 to 3 decades, approaching the end of his working career, has extended his contract for another short period, but I think there is a little bit of a question mark, and that is with regard to management replacement and so on with regard to this company. Right, so now I have to decide, is this one going to be hot or not? You will have noticed from that 5-year chart that it's not quite as straightforward, and I am slightly concerned that the core Truworths Man brand has lost a little bit of allure and is probably, of all of the players, a little bit threatened by some of those high-end foreign brand entrants into the market. I think Identity is probably fine, YDE is probably fine, Associated Brands all pretty good. I think the credit book is going to be okay. It's not necessarily too much of a concern, but I'm just going to go not hot on this one with regard to its current market value, because I'd prefer to see a little bit more market conviction and a little bit of share price conviction with regard to the way it's trading. Good, so we're going not hot on that one.